Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel. Hope you're having a great week. And tonight we're going to talk about Highpoint, just kind of discuss what my balance looks like, what moves I'm going to make or not move, and how I see things. So I'll just start off by saying, what the hell's going on? I was not expecting this, guys, at all. Thought with the longer runway that they have, 40% APY, being probably the most sustainable of all the protocols, I just thought it would be even keel, smooth, and it's been anything but that. So that just proves again why I'm not a financial advisor. I get a lot of things right, a lot of things wrong, but at the end of the day, guys, my channel is just to show you guys my moves, my balances, what I'm doing, how I see the market, and to just hopefully offer a different perspective and a little bit of education. So let's get into Highpoint. What is going to happen next? What am I going to do next? Well, before taking a look forward, let's take a look back. If you look at my balance from the last video 5 days ago, I was at $6,686 and I had about 166,200-ish tokens. And if we fast forward to now, back to now, you will see that I'm a smidge under 3,800. So that's about $2,900 difference, pretty big drop. And despite the fact that my tokens have gone up by about 11,500. So yeah, pretty frustrating to see that. I had stated in my previous video that when I was up quite a bit, that's usually where I take profits. Actually, that's where I always take profits. And yet I didn't take profits because I have such strong conviction about this project. Feel very strong about the team, the protocol. I really do believe that they're putting in some things that are not just going to keep it sustainable, but will allow it to have different streams of income and different utilities. And I guess I let my conviction get the best of me, didn't take any profits, and I'll look for spots to take profit. But right now, it's not going to be the time. I am up still, but definitely not as much as I was just 5 days ago. So there are two things that I wanted to talk about that I don't think anyone's talking about it. I haven't seen it in Discord. I haven't seen it in any of the videos I've seen on Highpoint. There's a lot of videos on Highpoint because the community is huge. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz. But two things to note that I think might be affecting the price, and definitely one of them is. But first of all, let's talk about the holders. And look, guys, I'm a nerd. I like analytics. I like TA. I like numbers. So I'm going to look at things from a very different perspective than most of the YouTube channels. And it's just because I'm a nerd at heart, and there's nothing I like more than just looking at charts and numbers. It's a lot of fun. But anyways, I did notice that the holders went down by about 30 holders in the last 24 to 30 hours. Okay, I think the holders are now at 2,711. So yeah, not a bullish sign. But check this out, guys. I was about 24 hours ago, I think I was a top 65 holder. And now I'm about a 70, like low 70s holder. So I dropped by about 8 spots, which I thought was pretty interesting. So you're probably thinking, oh, well, you sold tokens. No, it looks like I sold tokens, right? Because my balance is $2,900 lower. Nope, didn't sell a single token. So what does that tell you? Well, we lost a lot of the smaller bags. They left, and I'll give you my theory as to what's happening in a second. They left, but a lot of the bigger, more maybe experienced, more serious investors might be coming in. I mean, why else did I drop so many spots while the holders are dropping? So I thought that was kind of a bullish sign, actually, and something that no one's noticed, or at least from what I've gathered, no one's noticed. So a pretty bullish sign to see the bigger wallets coming in. They're usually more serious, more experienced, to know what they're doing. So that's a pretty bullish sign that I really, really liked. The other thing I wanted to state is that, look, guys, because of what happened the day after the launch and the issues, and then the team basically making things crazy, right? They gave us that windfall token, gave us all sorts of profits right away, which is amazing that they did that. They didn't have to do it, but they did it. Goes to show a lot about the team and their integrity. But unfortunately, even though it wasn't their intention, I do think it created sell pressure. It just did. It increased everyone's profits by a lot in a very short amount of time, and that just kind of incentivizes a lot of the holders that aren't here for the long term, that are maybe not used to profiting so much in such a short amount of time, that don't really understand the power of compounding interest. It caused them to leave, it caused them to sell. So even though the team did the right thing, unfortunately, I do think they created sell pressure. Sorry, but I need my little sippy sip of water. But anyways, so yeah, so those are just two important, very unique kind of perspective and thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys that I do think are impacting the price action in one way or another. I really, really do think that's happening. And two things that I forgot to cover at the start. These guys are, or maybe I did cover, I can't even remember, but in case I didn't, it's just really important that I cover this. The fact that these guys are KYC through the Obsidian Council. The head of marketing is fully doxed, and his name's Kev, great guy. And their smart contract has been audited by Solidity Finance. So couldn't remember if I covered that or not, but that is huge. Those warm fuzzies are important. And yeah, let's get into the chart and look at what's happening. Did want to cover a couple of things here. So look, first and foremost, I see that chart and all I can think about is yuck, gross, not good. But let's dive into it a little bit. And look guys, TA usually doesn't work with Titano forks. It doesn't work with Safu forks. But there are some things that you can implement and that I've noticed do work. And the first one is looking at the volume. Volume is so freaking important for these forks. It is so important. And look, Highpoint's a lot more than a fork. I get that. But still, volume's going to be very, very important. Right now, their daily volume's at around 200K. I do want to see that pick up. We need to see that pick up and definitely don't want to see it drop. But the other thing I wanted to cover is that if you look at this graph, I think the sellers are exhausted. They really, really are. And if you look at the volume, look at this candle right here as far as the volume goes on the sell action, and you're just going to see it dropping and dropping. Look at this one, and then it drops some more. So the sellers are clearly exhausted. It seems to be starting to form a bottom, or at least I hope it is. And look, to be completely transparent, I think I forgot to state at the start of the video, I am part of the marketing team. So obviously, even if I'm not trying to be biased, I might be biased sometimes. And as you can see, I hold a bunch of tokens. So that also could cause me to be biased or see things that are not there. But I really do think I see a bottom forming here, or at least I hope I do. It's happening at 2.1 cents, which is a little bit higher than what the public launch price was at 2 cents. So it just kind of makes sense that we form a bottom here. It really, really does. It really, truly does. And if we start forming a bottom here and the asset starts to stabilize, hopefully it will bring in more market participants that see, okay, cool. It stabilized, it formed a bottom above its public sale launch. Let's go in there. So hopefully that will happen. It's something that's very, very possible. And let's just kind of keep an eye on it. So I think it is kind of an important time for this asset, and it's starting to really look like it's forming a nice bottom. And again, sellers do look very, very tired, which I like to see. So hopefully that is right. And I'd be really curious to see in the comments if you guys agree with me that it does look like the bottom is forming and that all this sell pressure is going to dissipate a little bit. And I'm still feeling very bullish. I'm not going to sell. And those are just my thoughts with what I'm doing with my holdings. You guys do whatever you think is best. I always like to hear from you guys in the comments or DMs, whichever way you feel you rather communicate with me. I just appreciate all the support, the likes, the subscribe. It goes a long way. It really, really does. And we will see what happens. So yeah, Highpoint, let's see where we're at a week from now. I'll be posting another update then. And I will be posting a video in a couple days. I have a lot going on personally right now, but I do have a video that I can't wait to show you guys that I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to basically just demonstrate my use case for DeFi and why I think that there's no better place to be than DeFi. I love this space. So much money to be made. You can easily get wrecked. And this is a good example. I mean, I'm down 2,900 from my last video here, but there's so much money to be made in DeFi. So much fun. I mean, the thought of going into Coinbase and just picking out a couple of alts and just then seeing what happens is just seems so boring to me. So I am just completely enamored with the space, and I hope that we get more and more people into DeFi, and hopefully in time it will happen. So I will see you guys in the next one. And again, let me know in the comments if you're still bullish on Highpoint, and just tell me your why. I love to hear the whys. All right, guys, take care.